Well, it's not easy in most cases to remember where you were 67 years ago, but 1958, February 15th, I was at the bottom of the hill and up about a tenth of a mile, so probably 3/4 of a mile here, because we had a record snowfall of 2.4 inches, and last night we did not break that record because we only had 2.2 inches. And as you can see, lots of it is now gone. This is the Florida State Capitol. And right behind it is the new Florida State Capitol. This is the old one. But we did have snow last night. Thought I'd give you a little walkthrough of it. In fact, I don't think this road was quite finished. I think they were just in the process of probably finishing it. About 57 years ago, they were working on it when we lived right down there at the bottom of the hill, enough a little bit. That's the House office building and chambers there, and right down there is the Senate office building and chambers. They're acting like there that they had a original two-story masonry structure, but down in Cascade Park, which is about a half mile from here, they've just built what looks like a log cabin, and they claim was the first Florida Capitol, so who knows? There's the Leon County Courthouse. And in a minute we'll see City Hall. Traffic's getting back to normal. I can't drive because my car is coated with ice, but I left it out in the sun, so when I get back in a while, maybe it will be drivable or seeable. You can hear crunching sounds. That's the ice that's not in the sun and has not melted off. Fortunately, lots of it has melted off. Here is City Hall. In front of us. various office buildings. Pigs at the trough, all the lobbyists. So in 1958, we lived about 3/4 of a mile, maybe a half to 3/4 of a mile from the Capitol to the east, and now I live about 5 blocks from the Capitol to the west. That big, weird building in the background, I live in the shadow of the education building. That's the education building. We're walking to the back of the Capitol building that has literally been under construction for 6 years. I really believe if they'd gotten one good worker out here, he could have done it in less time. But that's where we are. Not much traffic out yet. Students aren't usually out anyway. I guess they're permanently attached to their devices. Cross over here. There's no sidewalk on that other side. Here's the plaza for the City Hall, behind the City Hall. Now this building is the Supreme Court building, and it was seemed to be the center of the universe in, let me think what year, probably 1998, if that was an election year. We came down here because there were news trucks from everywhere down here. Because this is where the George W. Bush and Al Gore election was ultimately decided as to whether there would be a recount after I think there was already a recount, or there wouldn't be a recount. So they finally decided in favor of Bush, which effectively ended that election. Very nice building inside. I remember going in there as a kid. It has a distinct smell. Not a bad smell, but just a kind of a historical smell. I haven't been back in there in a long time because to get into any office building is like a camel trying to go through the eye of a needle with all the security. behind the Supreme Court. You really can't see it through the trees. We'll see it better in a minute. There's the State Library and Archives, and they have a nice little museum on the first floor. Well, I should say maybe in the basement area below this entrance here. Within about a 15 or 20 square block area, there are only two houses, two little houses like ours. The guy's got one down the street, and there's a debate as to which of them is the smallest. The rest is all office buildings for the state or for Florida State, or if you go straight where those cars are going, to Florida A&M University. These construction trailers have been here for probably a year because they announced plans to build a luxury hotel here and across there, a second one over there by the same company, but they must have planning problems or financing problems or whatever, so those construction trailers just stand there. That's not keeping Florida State from building stuff. We return here to the $220 or $230 million building being constructed by that big crane and a few people. It's supposed to open in 6 months. I think I said School of Business, but if I didn't, that's what it is. It goes all the way down there. That'll be all parking and so forth. Over here's the Civic Center. Used to be owned by the county. They decided to give it to Florida State because Florida State's got more money than the Capitol. Than the university. Florida State's got more money than the county, is the right way of saying it. So here's the park, kind of in front of my house. These oak trees are real old, and they just had a huge branch fall off it. That'd kill you if it fell on your head. Down there at the very roof, you can see the part of the stadium, if you know where it is. Be careful. So they're making headway. Across the street from it, you'll see another crane in a minute. They just leveled that 2 or 3 months ago, and they're going to build like a 5 or 6 story student apartment complex. Those 4 people in the background back there are going to have no view and not a lot of sunlight. Fortunately, it won't impact me because I'm on Martin Luther King facing east without any obstruction. So here's Gaines Street and all the way to the stadium, which is probably 3/4 of a mile. It's virtually lined with high-rise student apartments, and where it's not lined yet, they've torn down most everything and got to add more of them. So dog park. They're probably happy today. That dog looks happy. Make you sick if you own one of those condos there, and all of a sudden they threw up those huge building right in front of you. So we're almost back to my place. Let's see what the sun has done to clear up my windshield. I had it in front of my house, so by the time the sun came up, it was, although I just have palm trees, the palm trees were blocking and shading the car, so it melted a little bit, but just turned to ice. It's not real cold now, probably 35, but it's not a cold 35. No wind blowing. Sounds like over in front of my house it's raining because of all the snow melting and coming down. Oh yeah, this is coming off good. I can get this off in no time. So we're back here. Just thought I'd give you a 21-minute walk through the snow.